Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Fox Ridge Philately. I hope you're all doing well. This afternoon, I've been working at doing some organization of my collection, and you can see a piece of it here laid out, the glassine envelopes on the table. And these glassines are in alphabetical order by country, starting with Abu Dhabi up in the top left, and it's the A's, B's, and C's. So I guess I have the D's down here as well, down to Dubai. These are mostly used stamps, although I think there's some unused here and there within them too. But just the A, B, C's, and D's and stamp boxes over there. And in my office, I've got the rest of the stamp boxes with the countries laid out in alphabetical order. Just put these ones here to get a sense visually of what I have in these glassines. And I was hoping by laying them out, I would get an idea of how I might want to move forward with them and what would be the best way to either display them or to organize them or do something with them. The largest packets here are for Austria. I should say this doesn't include Australia or Canada. They're much too large, of way too many of them to put out here on the table, so they're separate again. Yeah, and because there's a lot of the glassines, and you'll see a second part that I'll do too, showing the rest of the stamp boxes. As I said, I just kind of want to get a better sense of it, and I feel a little bit overwhelmed when I look at it sometimes. So I said, all right, if I lay them out, get a visual sense, maybe that'll give me an idea. What I'm thinking, but I'm really looking for feedback from you folks, but what I'm thinking is to eventually hang on to some and hopefully pass on some, or find a way to maybe sell some of them off to those in a local stamp show that might be of use to somebody else. And out of these, in that regard, I'm thinking Europe, because I seem to lean towards Europe. I know it's pretty common, as well as some other parts of the world, but really looking to see what you folks might think of all of that too, because it's just too much here, really. And there's a lot of these I'll never do anything with, because I simply wouldn't have the time to do anything with all of these. And over here too, one thing I have been doing is I've been picking away at Vario sheets and adding British Commonwealth to the Vario sheets here. Let's see if I can flip over a little bit. And those glassine envelopes I just showed you are part of a large collection that I purchased last winter. And also with that, it's a nice Bahama set there. Also with that was a really well organized and nice collection of British Commonwealth, separate from the glassines. And I want to do something with them to make them more accessible for myself to really enjoy them. And so what I've been doing is putting them in here. So there's a nice page of Barbados, and it continues over on this side. And I'll continue to pick away at this, but it's a matter of what to do with all that extra stuff that I just showed you too. Great hobby, and maybe it's a good problem to have when you have so much to work with, but I want to be able to do it efficiently and in a way that makes the most sense for me. So if you have any thoughts and ideas, please let me know, and I hope you're doing well, and continue on in a moment here with the second part to the video. All right, here I am again, and there's more of the stamp boxes. So those are the same glassines I was mentioning there a moment ago, in alphabetical order. So the A's and B's and C's are out in the other room on the table, and these continue through to the end of the alphabet, right down to, what does that one say? Trinidad, Tobago through to Zimbabwe. And then I have some Great Britain used there, a couple of boxes of those, and of course lots of albums and stock books kicking around. And a really nice box of US, UN, and some other foreign packets of stamps. Really nice catalog value there. More items up in here. A lot of Germany in there, which I've managed to stay away from so far, collecting Germany or doing anything with them. And these are all the British Commonwealth, the ones I've been working on putting in Vario sheets and in the binders. So the question is what to do with especially this large piece here. Behind me, I've got Davo albums and other albums that I really like and really enjoy, and I'll continue to work with those throughout, as well as up in here. But it's all of these extra bits and more down there on the floor, and then more downstairs too, that I want to determine what to do with. So I'm thinking I continue with the British Commonwealth because they're so well organized here anyway, and then also added in some from the glassines perhaps into the Vario sheets. So eventually have a nice British Commonwealth collection that is displayed well in the Vario sheets and binders. And then keeping in the glassines, at least for now, ones that are of interest to me. I seem to be interested mainly in European countries, and that has grown from a few select European countries to many European countries. And I've got a big trip coming up in a couple of months where we'll be heading off to Southeast Europe area, the Danube. So that's really intrigued me for some of those countries. I've been reading up on some of the history. Of course, now the stamps are of interest to me too. So yeah, my European interest for stamps has been broadening. So I'm thinking with the glassines for now that I might just hang on to all the European stuff, and pick through the British Commonwealth that I need to add to the Vario sheets to go with those collections up there. And then anything else just might be of interest to me. So there are some African countries that I really enjoy. I find the history really fascinating. Sudan, for instance, and Somalia and Eritrea, that region, Belgian Congo, and parts of southern Africa. So early on, especially the Cape of Good Hope and Basuto land, etc. Yeah, so just looking for your feedback on what I might want to do with all of that, and after if I piece together what I want to keep and maybe don't want to keep, what I do with the other stuff. How do I perhaps pass it on to somebody else who could use it, or do something with it that would be appropriate? So if you have any ideas, please let me know, and I hope things are going well in your stamp collecting world. Have a great day.